Hey tankers, it's Ed Park aka Taugrim. This is the second in a series of Ace Tanker Mastery videos for World of Tanks. Today we are looking at the VK 3601H. This is regarded not only as the best of the German Tier 6 mediums, but arguably one of the best Tier 6 tanks overall. It has an excellent gun in the Konisch, good armor, and has pretty decent mobility. You can clock up to 40 kilometers an hour on the flats. Like most German tanks, it does have a soft lower front glacis, so you want to try to protect that weak spot with physical cover or by angling, which you can do because this tank has pretty good side armor. The other downside of this tank is it has poor gun depression, and you can see as I crest this rise here, look how high up right there the aiming reticle goes. And so, this tank has a very limited ability to aim downwards, and that can be a tactical disadvantage if you're facing a tank on the other side of a crest, and that tank has better gun depression because they'll be able to aim at your tank faster, you'll be able to aim at theirs. And you can see right there like how far forward I had to move forward to be able to get low enough for my gun depression to be able to aim at that tank destroyer, and I was too late. I didn't lead that tank as far as his movement. There is a Tier 1 heavy here, and you can see I was aiming toward the corner of its turret. The Konisch gun has a very good penetration value of 157, coupled with 165 alpha damage and reload time of just over 5 seconds. So the gun is very accurate, has a high rate of fire, decent alpha damage, and good penetration. It's like a little buzzsaw. Now, this particular battle is an an assault scenario, and we're on defense. So what I'll do in assault scenarios on this map is float toward the northeastern corner of the map, sit up on the hill under camouflage, and snipe. And in this case, I decided to head back into the city because we just lost our westernmost tank, so we're down by 2 to 4. But like in a scenario like this, because we're on defense and because there is the wooded hill area, you can go ahead and sit there and wait for some of the tanks that have to come into city, hopefully get some damage in on them, and then retreat. So this tank destroyer just came out from behind a pillbox. He's almost perpendicular to me, which means that the impact angle will be approaching 0, so it's good from a penetration perspective. You'll notice some of these shells aren't going exactly where I aimed them. This particular Ace Tanker battle was back in patch 8.5 before the accuracy buffs were made in patch 8.6, which were really good as far as reducing RNG and I think improving the player experience. Now, if I were this tank destroyer, I would have backed up a while ago. Now, he knows he's taking shots from his left flank because whenever you get hit, you get a reticle on your screen which shows the direction of the incoming fire. I would have backed up behind the pillbox to protect my side hull, but he didn't do that. As a result, I'm able to burn him down. We are losing by a deficit of 4 to 7 right now, so I'm looking for enemy tanks. I find a mirror tank, VK 3601. He's almost perpendicular to me, which is great. I penetrate his side, and then I advance on him by moving up behind this dead tank. Now he hits me there, but I tag him again, and now he's at 100 HP. So no matter how low my damage roll is, if I penetrate and do HP damage, he's gone. There's also a T-29 that's right on the other side of this enemy tank, and he's aiming at me. For a moment I thought maybe I should go back into the city, and I thought better of it. I should see if I can pick off this 3601. This VK is using the same second turret that I am. I definitely recommend it over the stock turret. You lose some traverse speed, but you gain 90 HP, which is huge, and I've got a cupola shot there, and then, oh, Stocka, look at this guy. He's coming. T-29 is like, run away! So I managed to hit the gas and get away from him. And this is the nice thing about the 3601. It has just enough mobility to scramble out of a bad situation. Obviously I can't brawl with the Tier 7 T-29. That's a great tank. He's at full HP. I'm not. His gun does way more alpha. So I go ahead and scramble away from him, and he runs into one of my friendly heavy tanks, and I'm kind of looking at the map and realizing I might have the opportunity to flank some enemy tanks. I spot a T-20 here. It's a Tier 7 tank, so he's a tier up, but he has very soft armor, and as I'm backing away from him, I'm keeping my hull angled to protect that lower front glacis, and since I'm also moving, it would make it hard for him to target any weak spots, such as, machine gun port. Now, he rams me, and you can see right after he rammed me, he started to back away. I aimed right down on his hull. You can do that, like a lot of tanks, especially as you go up in tiers, have sloped frontal armor, but if they are very close to you, you can aim your gun down and that will give you a very low impact angle, which is good for penetration. Alright, so I'm scrambling around now, and the T-29 just got spotted. He's at very low health, and this Easy-8 in front of me is going to flank him on one side. I was going to go around the other, and then I realized it's going to take too long, and this T-34 is kind of already going that direction. Unfortunately for the Easy-8, he just got tagged by the T-29, and I'm going to try to come up here and see if I can shoot through these archways to kill the T-29. I really can't. I don't have a shot. Now the T-29 just fired. He killed the Easy-8, but I know he's got a relatively long reload, so I'm able to push up here, and his hull's not meaningfully angled, so that's an easy penetration. And the the T-29 is a superb Tier 7 tank, especially in a hull down position, but you know, if you can catch him there with his armor, hull armor exposed, the hull armor is relatively soft. I'm scrambling around, looking around for targets. You know, my HP is high enough that I won't get one shot by anyone except for the arty, and obviously moving around will help not get hit by arties. And in a moment here, you'll see this Churchill gets hit, so I know there's that Stug. He's at really low HP. I'm advancing on him behind this building, because he can't see me yet. I know where he is, but he doesn't know where I am. And then you'll notice as I move up, I deliberately punch through the fence, stop, and then finish him off. And sometimes fences will eat your shell, sometimes they won't. It's not so punitive on a tank like this, which has such a high rate of fire gun, but if you're running a gun that has like a 10-second or long reload, you know, it can be really crippling to have your shell eaten up by the fence. So if possible, you know, it's good to poke through like that. And we found an M6. He's trying to make a run into city here. Like I said earlier, the lower front glacis is soft, so you notice I stop here, so I'm in a hold down position, but I do a bad job aiming. I should have been aiming ahead of him, leading him a little bit since he's moving, but I do manage to clip him once there, and then since he's heading into city, I'm going to go ahead and try for the flank. Again, this is like one of the things I really enjoy about medium tanks. One of the readers on my blog, Frankie McShanky, has been telling me to try mediums, and I've been playing a lot of this German medium and then the British medium line. I'm really enjoying it. You know, the whole concept of mobile firepower and being able to go to where you're needed to flank or to support your friendlies. So I finished off that M6, and that was my 6th kill of the match, so I get Top Gun. And you know, I think that this is arguably one of the tanks I would most recommend to people if they're trying to get set on a Tier 6. This is a really, really good tank. It's very forgiving. The gun is great. Mobility is good. The armor is good. And like in this particular battle where I got my Ace Tanker Mastery, I did over 2,500 damage, so I dealt, you know, over 3 times my HP, which is, you know, a really good. It's really good for the tier. In the next Ace Tanker Mastery video, I will be looking at the grandchild of this tank. That would be the Tiger 2. It's a Tier 8 heavy tank. So I hope you liked the video. Let me know your questions and feedback, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.